Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is a game that was really highly anticipated for me. I absolutely love Mai and Terry. I really like SNK games in general. I tried out the first beta a couple of months ago and I had a lot of issues with it. It was mostly like the matchmaking, the user experience in general. It was really hard to get into games. There was no training mode, so I never really got like a feel for how the game is supposed to be. Thankfully, SNK provided us with the second beta where they finally gave us training mode, and Breach Online now works and I'm able to get into games. I played exclusively with Mai throughout this entire beta, and I think by the end of it I got into the A rank, so not too shabby. So here today we're gonna talk about the gameplay, how the game actually play, what it feels like, and what you can expect out of it going forward. Because I know City of the Wolves on paper seem like an extremely complicated game. There are breaks, there are feints, like low dodge, high dodge. There is like a ton of different defensive options, like just defend, hyper defense. There's a lot. On paper, it seems like there is a lot. But in actuality, I think the game is a lot simpler than it might seem initially. And in this video, I will explain to you like how the game feels and how everything like really works in actuality. Make no mistake, City of the Wolves is absolutely a 2D strike throw game. This is the term that everyone loves to use, but yeah, if you're familiar with a game like Street Fighter 6 where you get your opponent to the corner and then you keep grabbing them or you shimmy, yeah, in many ways City of the Wolves is just like that. Now you have like multiple jump arcs and obviously like you can walk back, and because there is like a wild punish mechanic in this game, if you happen to make your opponent whiff a throw, they're gonna eat a ton of damage. Damage output in general in this game is very high. This game is absolutely about you getting into your opponent's face and running your offensive rush down script. But to do that, we first need to win the neutral, and the neutral here I feel like is fairly simple as well. It may seem complicated, but when you really think about it, it's not that crazy. This is a 4 buttons fighter, and it does have some elements of KOF like the short hop and the regular jump, and it can be oppressive to try to react to everything, but I think still because it is a little bit slower than KOF and the fact that it's only like a 4 buttons fighter, there isn't really like that much that is crazy here in terms of the neutral. There is nothing like a drive rush. It is very manageable in my opinion. Now the game have options like feints, and yeah, sure, like you can feint a number of special moves, but what are you really gonna do with that? Not that much. And there are like the special move breaks, and unless you want to go for like very specifically gimmicky stuff, it doesn't amount to much other than like combo fillers or like anti-air that can be really damaging. And I think about this game, one of the best things about it is the air option can be intimidating, but because you can DP into break, that really limits your opponent jump and aerial approach. I almost exclusively got into the A rank with Mai because I was really efficient at going for the heavy kick DP, breaking, and getting like a combo, and now I get to run your offense on you. If you are amazing with anti-air DPs, you will go very far in this game, trust me. And I know that the game also have like a dodge system. There's like the high dodge and the low dodge, and these also don't end up being like as crazy as you would think because there is like a limited moveset. And here's the thing, right? There isn't like a crouching medium kick like Street Fighter crouching medium kick time move in this game, so you either have to deal with a very short range crouching light kick or a sweep, which is like the crouching heavy kick, and most of the sweeps are punishable on block anyways, so you never really have to like go with the hard read on the low dodge and get to crush your opponent. Most of the time you will use that as a throw bait, and it's a universal overhead. The other dodge option is a high dodge, and this one will mostly be used as an anti-air. It does have like upper body invincibility, and it's really good on some specific characters, and you can use it against Rive blows, and Rive blows are pretty much like the drive impacts of this game. It's an armored move, and if you happen to beat someone move and armor through, you can get a punish and it can lead to combos. And this is where you will have like these cinematic slowdowns when it's like a Rive blow against a Rive blow. which can be pretty cool. But the thing about this game, and I'm not sure if the Rive blows have like different frame data per character, but you can absolutely run into a situation where the startup of your Rive blow is slower than the recovery. So the opponent will initiate the Rive blow, you try to Rive blow them back, they recover first, and then they punish you. And that can happen, and happened to me a lot with Mai, and that's why you may want to use your high dodge. But if you use the high dodge, at least with Mai, again, maybe it is exclusive to her, I'm not really able to get like combos. Maybe I have to use it very early, I'm not really sure. But outside of like Rive blows, there is nothing really that crazy about the neutral. It's a very standard game, really. And I think ultimately that's a good thing. I think that makes the game a little bit more approachable. What do you guys think? You're convinced? I hope so. If you like the video but you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Over 70% of my viewers aren't, so you get to see more of me and my friends, the EX-Men. And yes, like in my canon, Magneto is I recruited him. Excuse the silliness and enjoy the rest of your video. Now, once you get into your opponent's phase, you will want to start running your offense, and the gimmick of this game is you can use like an EX move and it cancels into another EX moves, and that kind of gives you like easy access to blast frames. A lot of characters will have feints as well, and you'll do like a heavy button into feint, and that will be blast, typically leaving you on like throw range when you can then start throwing the opponent. Maybe you can go for like a break pressure, but usually these are fakes. So, and like you have to consider that there's like a short hop jump as well. So it's not really that difficult to open up someone, to press them. And the real game of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, the difficulty comes with the defensive mechanics, right? Because defense is where real skill comes into the play with City of the Wolves, and that is by far to me like the most enjoyable aspect of the game. This is a game where like you will need to lab, but if you know what you're doing, you can absolutely shut down your opponents. The game gives you a lot of options. The first one is just defend, and just defend is you pretty much pressing backwards when the attack is connecting as soon as you're blocking, and you can guard cancel out of that, and it's a scaled punish that you're getting, but that is cool. There is also like hyper defense, which can be used on multiple hits. For example, Terry doing like heavy punch into burn knuckle, and he can cancel then into like a crack shoot and makes the sequence safe. But if I go for a parry, which pretty much like you're blocking the first hits and then going for a parry on the second hit, you will get like a hyper defense and then get a punish on him. And because you can guard cancel out of like just defend and hyper defense, this gives you like a ton of options that are really overpowered, are insanely strong on defense. And like I said, because there is like the air option, but DP break into combos can be like very powerful as well, because even if they try to just defend against that in the air, you're still safe. That makes it so that defensive play in this game, I think, is actually gonna be tremendously powerful. It's something that is gonna be very difficult, very precise, but also tremendously powerful, and I think that is where a lot of the fun will come into the play. And hereby comes my concern, because just defend, hyper defense, and just being able to DP into break are all techniques that requires incredible precision from the user, and I'm worried about like how the netcode will hold up, how the matchmaking will hold up, because offense is extremely easy to run. Like you can just get into your opponent's face with like a burn knuckle crack shoot, and now you're in your blast. Like a random Rive blow, they got a knockdown, now you're in your blast. It's very easy to get in there and start running your offense, and defense is tremendously much more difficult, and it's much more skillful, and it's much more timing dependent. And if the netcode isn't up to par, from my experience, it was fine. It wasn't insanely amazing, it was functional, but I again, this is a beta, and I assume that there are more players than usual during the beta. So this is probably like my main concern with the game right now. How will the netcode hold up? Because it can make or break it. The difference in like skill level needed for between offense and defense is kind of crazy right now. Offense is extremely easy, rewarding, damaging. Defense, skillful, hard, timing reliant. And you can imagine how that might pan out in an online environment. But overall, I would say I have a lot of fun with it, and I kind of miss a game where defense can be extremely strong but at the same time, like, it is difficult. But once you get good in defense with this game, I can see someone being like the Dragon Ball Fighter Z Goichi, where like they are just unbeatable. I'm really excited to see like the future for this game and how it will evolve and how it will pan out. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.